Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Darrell Bean Stadium on the campus of EARLHAM College as we're set for North Coast Athletic Conference field hockey today. It's the Tigers of DePAUW University and the Quakers of EARLHAM College. Welcome to the Farm Bureau Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show. It's another cold, wet day here in Richmond. It'll be tough conditions for both these teams in the final game of the regular season. DePaul coming in losing 2 out of their last 3. The Quakers losing 4 out of their last 5. And these two teams played a classic the last time they got together. Back in October, early October, it was a win for DePaul, 3-2 in double overtime. One of the 6 wins in the North Coast Athletic Conference for the Tigers. For the Quakers, they're now 3-10 in conference play. Today is Senior Day. 3 seniors will be honored here this morning into this afternoon. Natalie Blatz, along with Bronwyn Evans and Maida Turlings, all again will be honored here as seniors playing their last game in an EARLHAM uniform. When we come back, we will hopefully have those festivities for you coming up in just a couple of moments. Stay right there. This is the Farm Bureau Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
We check them better. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified vehicle is fully inspected and reconditioned by ASE and factory-trained technicians. And each Better Buy vehicle comes with a Carfax vehicle history report, so you know you can buy a vehicle with confidence. We back 'em better with a 3-day satisfaction guarantee. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified comes with a 3-day or 300-mile satisfaction guarantee. If you don't like it within that 3 days or 300 miles, just bring it back and we'll exchange it for a vehicle of equal value. Every Wetzel Better Buy certified vehicle comes with a 12-month, 12,000-mile warranty. We price them better. We have dedicated individuals searching the entire country for the highest quality, lowest price vehicles for our inventory. In today's competitive market, we're constantly monitoring vehicle values to ensure that we're offering the best prices possible. We guarantee that every Wetzel Better Buy vehicle is the highest quality used car or truck around. Our reconditioning process guarantees that you are getting a vehicle as close to brand new as possible, and our warranties back that up.
We're back here at Darrell Bean Stadium as, again, the 3 seniors will be honored. Let's go to our public address announcer.
Our first senior from Malcolm, Eswatini, number 15, Bronwyn Evans. Again, our first senior from Malcolm, Eswatini, number 15, Bronwyn Evans. Bronwyn has played in 18 games with 2 starts over her 3 seasons at EARLHAM. After joining the program prior to her sophomore season, Bronwyn has been a beloved teammate on the field, on the sidelines, and in the locker room, where her sense of humor and support has been a welcome part of the EARLHAM field hockey experience. Escorted today by her friends Olivia Daigle and Letitia sorry if I messed up your name. Ladies and gentlemen, number 15, Bronwyn Evans. Our second senior, from Amherst, New York, number 2, Natalie Blatz. Today will be Natalie's 70th start in an EARLHAM uniform, and this mainstay of the EARLHAM defensive unit enters today's game with 15 defensive saves. She achieved her long-style objective of being an offensive contributor as well earlier this season when she scored her first career goal in the Quakers' 4-0 win over Oakland. Escorted today by her mom, Sam, her brother, Ryan, her boyfriend, Nick Dave, and her grandmother, Patricia Kurtz. Ladies and gentlemen, number 2, Natalie Blatz. Our final senior from Hempstead, the Netherlands, number 14, Maida Turlings. Maida will be making her 70th start in the maroon and entered today's game with 19 goals and 18 assists for 56 points. A two-time All-North Coast Athletic Conference honoree, Maida was also twice named to the National Field Hockey Coaches Association All-Great Lakes Region team. Earlier this month, she became only the second player in EARLHAM field hockey history and one of the only 4 from the North Coast Athletic Conference to be selected for the NFHCA's Division III Senior Game. Escorted today by her parents, Emil and Marley Turlings, and EARLHAM professor Vince Punzo, ladies and gentlemen, number 14, Maida Turlings. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a final round of applause for the EARLHAM field hockey members of the class.
Well, as mentioned, the 3 seniors being honored here today, Natalie Blatz, Bronwyn Evans, and Maida Turlings, all playing their final game here today against DePAUW. We'll come back in just a couple of moments. We'll talk about the Tigers as they will try to step in here today, pick up a win, and even their North Coast Athletic Conference record at 7-7 and go to 10-9 in conference play. That is coming up in just a few moments right here on Radio Troy Digital Sport.
Our community, it's where we live, it's where we work, it's where we play. At West End Bank, we're not just in the community, we're a part of the community. And that's why we support over 100 programs for local nonprofits and schools, including our financial literacy program that positively impacts countless students throughout the area. You bank locally, so we give back locally to watch people grow with endless possibilities.
Some people are born lucky. Other people take luck into their own hands, avoid stepping on sidewalk cracks, and wouldn't dare walk under a ladder. But whether you were born with luck or make your own, when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance today or visit them online at infarmbureau.com to purchase an auto policy. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shearer.
Since 1994, Beach Automotive has provided motorists in the Richmond area with comprehensive auto repair services that include car and truck care, alignment, brakes, tires, engine, transmission, and more. You'll be hard-pressed to find the same level of expertise that our auto mechanic specialists provide. For a high-performing vehicle, trust Beach Automotive. To learn more, call 765-966-8181. Beach Automotive, 110 East Main Street, Richmond.
We're back once again here at Darrell Bean Stadium as we get set for this matchup this afternoon as these two teams will finish out the regular season. Last game as the Tigers are looking toward a playoff spot in the North Coast Athletic Conference. Of course, they very well could make it if they can get a win today, depending on how things play out with the other games that are going on here this afternoon. Today's game being brought to you in part by your Best Western Classic of Richmond. When you're visiting the Richmond area, there's one clear choice. When there's a place to stay, it's the Best Western Classic. At the Best Western Classic, you get the most amenities available, including indoor pool, fitness center, conference space, free buffet breakfast, free Wi-Fi, and, of course, a clean, quiet, comfortable room. Best Western Classic of Richmond, 533 West Eaton Pike. We mentioned DePaul comes in. They've lost 2 out of their last 3. They will come in with a very, very good offense here today, and they are led by Kate Milner, the junior out of St. Louis, 19 goals on the season. She'll be one to watch. She wears number 13, but again, a good balanced attack here today for the Tigers. They will have Allie Duranzo in goal. Allie with 16 saves, and she has a goals against average of 1.45. Quakers lost their last time out. In fact, we were here just a couple of days ago. They lost to Denison by a final of 4-1, though that game was close early. Quakers had tied it at 1 apiece, gave up a late goal in the first half, made it 2-1, and then Denison took it over in the second half, and they win it 4-1. Quakers again now 3-10 in the conference as DePaul comes in at 6-7. We'll update those standings for you coming up in just a few moments as well. The table is set. We're ready to go. The Tigers and the Quakers coming up in just a few moments. This has been the Farm Beer Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show right here, Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Wish me luck, wish me luck. We've all said it. Thing is, life doesn't run on luck. For most people, it takes careful planning. A lot more than, say, crossing your fingers or toes. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Because as your life changes, your life insurance coverage should do the same. And when it comes to your coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shear.
Big Boys Pizza is now open in Richmond, located at 1015 East Main Street, next door to the Civic Theater. The menu has great sandwiches, pasta, salads, and of course, pizza. Come dine in, carry out, or have your food delivered day or night, at home or at the office. Other locations are in Connorsville and Brookville. Bring in a sports ticket after any game and receive 10% off your purchase. Ticket must be dated for the same day as your purchase. Dine in, take out, or delivery, Big Boys Pizza. 765-488-0023.
For the past 35 years, Van Vliet Insurance has built a reputation of bringing a personal touch. That's because at Van Vliet, it's all about you, your needs, your life, and our town. Along with providing quality coverage to individuals, families, and local businesses, we're proud of our community and the opportunity we have to protect your future within it. Van Vliet Insurance, an Erie Insurance representative. Hometown professionals at work for you.
Kate's Cages is the #1 indoor training facility for baseball and softball in Richmond by far. With top-flight instructors, you will learn how to play the game the right way. Everything from pitching, hitting, catching, and fielding. Kate's Cages will also have the opportunity to participate in triple play fall ball, the softball academy, individual and team camps, and individual private workouts. Kate's Cages Baseball and Softball Indoor Training Facility, 1366 Rose City Boulevard. Call 993-2353 for more information.
At First Bank Richmond, we provide you with an excellent banking experience. Whether it's personal checking, savings, mortgage loans, consumer loans, retail lending, or trust and investments, you can count on First Bank Richmond. First Bank Richmond has been serving the Richmond area since 1887. For more information, give them a call at 962-2581 or go to their website at firstbankrichmond.com. We're back again here at Darrell Bean Stadium, final game of the regular season. Again, we'll update those standings for you coming up in just a moment. There are a couple of the games that could affect the standings as we get closer and closer to the NCAC postseason, which is right around the corner. The Quakers today will be in their home maroon, and on the other side of the ledger, the Tigers will be in their white uniforms here today. 35-minute halves. Great to have you with us on a cold day. The lights are on, and we haven't had that much good weather, so we're not surprised by having a rainy day here today as well. Following this morning and into the early afternoon, we'll have volleyball action for you. The EARLHAM volleyball team will be in action today. That will get underway at 2 o'clock, so a doubleheader of EARLHAM action here this afternoon. Quakers will attack right to left, beginning here this one as the two teams are set and ready to go. Quakers will have Meg Murphy back in goal today, the freshman out of Chico, California. So the face-off will go to the Quakers to open this one, and we are now underway. Give you some numbers real quick as a team for the Quakers. They come into this one with a 2-match losing streak. 3-4 at home, 18 games this year, 37 goals. That's a 2.1 goals per game average. Quakers have a shot percentage at .143. They're averaging just over 14 shots per game, giving up 1.73 goals per game this season. One area the Quakers have really improved in over the last couple of seasons is in the penalty corner department. 138 penalty corners. They did score off of a penalty corner the other day in that 4-1 loss here at home against Denison. Ball on the far sideline as the Tigers look to go on the attack, and they'll work it back toward the middle. Keep an eye again on Kate Milner, number 13. She, again, with 19 goals for a very potent Tiger attack. Whistle against the Quakers. We'll go near side. Karina Barantis there for the Tigers, and that ball will go out of play. Quakers will have Claudette Roskamp in their lineup here to start this one this morning. Barantis once again trying to get by the defender. Ball is whistled dead. Ball now inside the circle and quickly cleared away by Natalie Blatz. And we have a whistle and we have a penalty corner. So this will be the first penalty corner of the day. On the other side, 47 goals by DePAUW coming into this one. Averaging nearly 3 goals per contest, a shot percentage at .168, just over, in fact, just under, I should say, 16 shots per game. But they're also giving up 2.24 goals per game this season. So they can be scored upon. And the Quakers are hoping that will ring true here today in their final game of this 2018 season. Penalty corner off the hash mark. Ball tipped and just wide to the left. They look for the deflection of Kate Milner, who is right next to Meg Murphy. And the shot will go wide, and we will stay at no score here in the first half of play. Quakers back on offense. They really struggled in their last contest here at Darrell Bean Stadium against Denison, especially in the second half, just getting in a position to try to get some points on the board. It just didn't happen. Ball back inside the circle. Chance now for the Tigers. And cleared away. Another penalty corner, though. That's a whistle against the Quakers. I think they got number 11, Night Train Lane, on the call, or did they say it went off? Yep, they're going to say it is another penalty corner. So 2 quick penalty corners here for the Tigers. And both of those coming within the first 4 minutes of this contest. Hash mark right, and now once everybody is set, DePAUW another opportunity here with a man advantage. Nice job as Bishop will come in and knock it away, but it stays as another penalty corner. Bishop having that one go off her leg. Quakers will have 4 come out of the box, and that will leave Murphy by herself. And, of course, when you look at the odds of getting a goal right here, you're up against 6 different players on the outside. That one flipped high and wide to the left. Kelsey Dorr trying to make it 1-0. Not a bad look there for the Tigers, but it will go wide. And we'll go back on offense for EARLHAM. Quakers again will try to move it to the far sideline. There's McKellar as the ball goes out of play, last touched by Alexis Warren, and it's quickly inbounded as DePAUW another chance in the circle. Now we'll come back out front. There's Bishop for the Quakers. Bishop, very good dribbler, especially on the left sideline, will center this pass. Intended there for Pinto, and a takeaway for EARLHAM. Here come the Quakers, but that's stopped right away. Sarah Simon, very good defensive player, the senior out of Town and Country, Missouri, able to get the stop there, and the penalty called against the Tigers. There's one of your seniors right there, Maida Turlings. Turlings, 2-time North Coast Athletic Conference honoree, will probably be another honoree again this year as the Quakers unable to stop that one from going out of bounds. And it'll go back over to the Tigers. Good hustle by Bishop. Outlet to Karina Barantis on the near side. Quakers trying to get the steal as there is Sophia Salvatore there for EARLHAM. It'll go back to the Quakers, and putting it in play will be Turlings as we are under the 30-minute mark now here in the first half of play. Salvatore deep in the corner. Turlings will get called for the penalty, and it'll go back over to the Tigers. Rose Revelinski there, the senior from Milwaukee, battling for the loose ball as this will come out of bounds right in front of the DePAUW bench, and that'll be a turnover for the Tigers. Back over to the Quakers. So far, Earlham has not gotten a good look in the circle yet. Maybe this will be an opportunity right here. Salvatore deep in the corner. Ball knocked away. Good defense by Christina Barantis, one of the talented freshmen for this DePAUW team. Both teams have some very good freshmen getting playing time this season. Earlham a turnover. Quakers come back on defense. That was Pinto coming over from midfield to knock that one out of play. That'll at least stop the attack by the Tigers for the moment. Now DePAUW will put it in play up the near sideline, and that will be against the Tigers. Alexa Steele there for DePAUW. The Quakers take over again. At the spot of the violation, and this will be Maida Turlings. Everybody bundled up today. We're probably going to end up being 10 to 12, maybe 15 degrees colder today than we normally should be, as we're in the lower 40s. We generally be in the lower 60s on a day like today as the Quakers. Here's Turlings, winds, fires, knocked down. Good effort by Turlings, and she had a pretty good wind-up on that one. Duranzo there to knock it away with the left pad. Tigers on the counterattack back to midfield. Quakers hustling back quickly. Tigers will get it outside the circle looking left. And there's Alexis Warren, and waving on that ball was Natalie Blatz. And that'll go against the Tigers. Boy, the Tigers very quickly get it down the field. They are fast, and you better get back with them, and they'll beat you on the fast break. Ball out of bounds to McKellar, as McKellar unable to keep the possession. Tigers look to move it back to the inside as Gretchen Bechtold, a junior. 5 goals, 5 assists this year. Balanced attack for the Tigers, and that'll go against DePAUW. Quakers take over once again. Turlings, by the way, has played unselfish field hockey, wanted to say this year. She's probably given up a lot of her offense to help on defense. Another turnover each way, and here come the Tigers. Karina Barantis looking to her right. And another turnover by the Tigers, unable to keep the attack alive as it goes out of play on the end line. Here come the Quakers again. Lane tried to advance it on the near side, off her stick and out of bounds. Barantis now looking toward the middle. That ball was probably intended for Milner, who plays the middle very well, and it goes out of bounds. You keep an eye on Milner. She's number 13, and what she'll do is she'll step right inside the circle and play right down the middle, and that's where they were trying to go that time, speaking of the Tigers, and the pass was intercepted prematurely. As again, the Quakers unable to advance it here on the near side. It goes out of play yet one more time, and the Tigers run it down as it almost went out of bounds again in the corner. Both teams battling for the loose ball, and the Quakers able to get a takeaway. That's Turlings. Turlings will draw a crowd. Earlham with a takeaway. Trying to advance it up the near side, and the lineup for the Quakers is Serena Pisacano. Tigers back in the circle. There's a nice shot wide to the right, and guess who? We just talked about her a moment ago, Kate Milner. Tigers will keep it last touched by the Quakers as we come up on the 25-minute mark in this first half. That is Salvatore for the Quakers giving chase as Rose Revelinski will play it behind, and the Tigers will try to reset it, but that'll be a turnover. Back to the Quakers. Pinto trying to advance. It went off the stick of Revelinski as they'll play it to the far sideline and eventually goes out of play, last touched by DePAUW. And Earlham will put it in play with McKellar. Quakers are going to play it behind to Warren and try to work it up that right sideline, off the stick of McKellar and out of bounds. Getting a quick stick is Bergdolt on that pass attempt. It'll stay with the Tigers. The official says, wait a minute, let's hold it for just a second, and now the Tigers will come near side on their ground attack. Whistle quickly called against the Quakers. Back to the Tigers. Karina Barantis ends up losing the ball, taken away by Olivia Lane. It goes out of bounds, last touched by the Tigers once again, and so Night Train will put it in play at the spot of the foul. Not a bad strike that time, but steal is there for DePAUW, and it goes out of bounds. Back again to the Quakers. They'll move up about 7 or 8 yards and try it again. Pinto moving toward the sideline, and they'll bring Pisacano to the middle of that attack, and the long pass will find Earlham Salvatore, and a turnover. Quakers thought they was there. Salvatore was heading down toward her goal to try, I should say the DePAUW goal, to try to get in position. She thought that foul was against the Tigers. Ball lifted high in the air as once again the Tigers trying to get themselves in position. In the circle, but way off balance on the backhand attempt is Gretchen Bechtold. She had a terrible angle anyway, but she was off balance once she got to the ball. So the Quakers take over once again as we are under 23 minutes in the first half. This one much like what we saw in the last game for the Quakers when they lost to Denison. Gave up a goal at some point about halfway through that first half, and then came back to score to tie it at 1, and then gave up that late goal in the first half. The pace of the game, much like what we're seeing here today, is Earlham still unable to get the ball in very good scoring position as Pisacano will come out. Quakers will bring Roskamp back in. Turnover Quakers, here come the Tigers. Pass intended for steals. The ball knocked away and a turnover. The backside official trailing that play as the front official makes the call. They're both about 50 yards away from each other. Not a real good attempt as this one is going to be knocked out of bounds on the near side. And we'll take it back out front for the Tigers. No score first half. Here is Dorr. Top of the circle, entered and knocked away by Murphy. It's cleared past the circle line, and here come the Quakers. It is Bishop on the ground attack with the dribble. That'll be called against the Tigers, and the Quakers will take over. Here's Turlings. Turlings along the ground intended for Salvatore is going to be stolen away by Sarah Simon. Simon 6 goals on the season. Tried to make the return back to midfield, and that'll be called against Earlham. And once they back it up near the 35, that's where the Tigers will now take over and go on the attack to the far side. Not bad defense that time by McKellar as she forces the turnover, and DePaul will give it back, and Maida Turlings once again will put this one in play just outside the midfield line. One will play behind. They're going to try to shift this to the near side. Here is Night Train Lane looking to her teammate Roskamp, but nothing there. Turnover Quakers, back over again to the Tigers, and that went off the foot of a DePaul player, so that means the Quakers will get it back. Turlings winds and whiffs on this one, didn't hit it clean at all, and that'll go back over to the Tigers as Turlings tried to clear that to the far side. Takeaway by Pinto and restolen by the Tigers. Karina Barantis there for DePaul. Maddie DeSantis will come in now. DeSantis out of Columbus, Ohio, now for the Tigers, just a freshman in the circle, and a delayed call, and they'll bring it back outside. On the circle right. Quakers win today, and they would finish with an 8-11 record. trying to pick up their 4th win in the North Coast Athletic Conference. And again, losing just the 3 seniors. If the core stays together, very good group of players coming back for the 2019 season. As Bishop losing it on the sideline. Christina Barantis will put it in play, and there's Pinto. We go back and forth between the 30 and the 40. Another takeaway for the Tigers. Lead pass near side as looks like that will be number 6, Eva Nicholson, coming into the lineup now for the Tigers. Another steal as Turling's unable to advance it up the right sideline. And again, we'll see that ball go out of play. Here the wind beginning to pick up as well here at Darrell Bean Stadium. That's going to be a factor today as both these teams battle it out in the first half. Turling's looking near sideline. It was intended for Bishop, and it goes out of play, and the Quakers will go back on the offensive once again. This will be Night Train Lane who will put it in play as Pinto moving into position, trying to at least maybe draw a couple of defenders, and a takeaway again by the Tigers. Lead pass intended for Nicholson. Quakers on the backside with Natalie Blatz, the senior defenseman. Blatz out of Amherst, New York, playing her final game in a Quaker uniform, hoping to pick up a win here today. Another turnover by the Tigers. And here is Turlings. Boy, Turling's unable to clear it again as it was intended for Pinto, stolen away. Numbers again here for the Tigers, but there's Turlings back again to help on defense. Boy, Turlings, we said it earlier, she's given up some offense this year to help this defense. It's been a huge key with the Quakers this season. Pinto looking for Bishop near side out of play. So the Tigers held in check thus far, but again, they've had about 3 really good looks as that ball will sail all the way past the end line and out of bounds. And back to the Quakers. They've had, as I said, 3 good looks so far. Live stats, as always, on GoEarlham.com as we go throughout the day. And that ball under the stick of Alexis Warren, and a turnover for the Quakers. This will be deep in Earlham territory. Let's see how the Tigers will attack here. Not a whole lot of room to maneuver deep in that corner as the Tigers have it on the sideline, and there's another nice takeaway for the Quakers. Roskamp there for Earlham. Salvatore will turn off the dribble. Midfield, good strike, and it hit the back leg of a DePAUW player. Looked like that was Maria Hewitt who took it off the leg. Quakers inside the circle. Here is Bishop, tried to turn with it, and that'll go back over to the Tigers. Bishop just overran that ball. Quakers allowed to get a takeaway right here, perhaps catch DePAUW off guard. They do get the steal. Here is Salvatore, and a whistle will stop play. And the Quakers will have it just to the right of the circle, and that will be Turlings who will put it in play. Pretty good angle right here as the Quakers will now attack again on the right side. Here's Salvatore trying to take it into the corner. She will draw the double team. Sticks got hooked up. In fact, it may appear that Revelinski had her hand, the glove, got caught on the stick. And now the Quakers back after the takeaway, and another ball hit off the leg of Hewitt. She's having a tough first half. Hewitt takes 2 off the leg, and on a cold day, you're going to feel every bit of it. DePAUW with a takeaway. Here come the Tigers on the dribble up the left sideline. Goes out of play. Gretchen Bechtold there for the Tigers on the ground attack. We'll see a couple of changes again for the Tigers. Christina Barantis will check in, number 24. Gabby Carretero will come in, a sophomore out of St. Louis. And we have a stoppage of the clock here in the first half. Looks like the Quakers may have a player down. That's Alexis Warren. So Warren is down. I'm not sure if she took a ball off the leg. or ends up maybe having a issue with cramping, though it is still a cold day. I would imagine these players are really trying to adjust to the cold weather, and they're going to bring her to the sidelines. 14:31 remaining in the first half. And Alexis, a very, very good defensive player. In fact, they may just take her to the locker room for the moment, check her out to make sure she's okay. So both teams will be ready to go again following the brief timeout. Still no score here in the first half. It will be Tiger ball when we get possession going again here for these two teams, or will it be the Quakers? I'm going to wait. No, it will be Quaker ball, as we will see Earlham now put it in play to the far side. It didn't last very long. Turnover, Quakers giving chase as Bergdold. Tigers work behind and then look to the middle as the rain now starts to come down a little bit harder here in the first half. Another takeaway by the Tigers. They'll look to go on the counterattack. Tigers in the Earlham half, and nice takeaway by Salvatore, a little too quick toward the middle. And the Quakers turn it over, but the penalty called against the Tigers, and they'll give it right back. And we were hoping maybe we would avoid any rain today, but the umbrellas are out now, and a little bit of rain coming down here as we get closer to the end of the first half. Still no score. Bergdold is there. Also there for the Tigers, Maddie Little, the junior out of Akron, Ohio. Another change once again. As we mentioned, Gabby Caratero will come in. She wears number 5. Now finally getting a chance to come into the lineup. Bishop right of the circle, and we have a whistle against the Tigers. Quakers so far no penalty corners here in the first half. Here is Turlings. Turlings, nice maneuver inside. Centering pass intended for Wade, as Georgia Wade was right in front of the keeper, and the ball went just under her stick. That was a great pass by Turlings. The keeper was a little bit out of position, too. That would have certainly been a huge goal for the Quakers here in the first half. Here come the Tigers once again. Ball lost near midfield. Night Train Lane trying to advance it to Turlings. And the Tigers come back once again. That is Caratero on the near side. Pass off the stick of McKellar and out of play. Well, they move that ball all the way down near the 17-yard line, where that's a better position now for the Tigers. But, hey, how about McKellar? Nice takeaway again. That's off the stick of Barantis and out of play. That being Karina Barantis, her sister Christina on the team as well. Back to the Tigers. And the officials generally used to at one point tell you what the call was, but it ended up taking a long time to get everything figured out. As that ball in between the legs and out of play, as it was not touched by the Quakers. We're going to say that Night Train Lane didn't touch it, so the Quakers go back. So basically what the officials do is just point. The players look for a second or two, and they kind of figure it out after a while and head the other way if necessary, take the possession, whatever the case may be. Another turnover for the Quakers on the near side. Here's Karina Barantis once again. Ball in the circle, but nobody there for the Tigers. Earlham again with the possession with 11 minutes remaining here in the first half of play. That was intended for McKellar. Lane again trying to maneuver between a double team. You hear the sticks clacking together, and that'll go back over again to the Quakers, and Lane will wind up and try to send that one down the sideline. Somehow Bishop comes away with it, and then a collision as Bishop goes down. That may have been Christina Barantis as well, who went down on the turf, and the Tigers after the official blows that play dead, will go on the attack once again. That is Gretchen Bechtold there for the Tigers. Now Bechtold looking to the top of the circle. Quakers able to get a stick on that play. And now the ball comes to the near side. Here's Karina Barantas deep in the corner. Nice move back to the inside. Barantas gets it in the circle. Barantas then has it taken away from behind by Night Train Lane. And here we go again. The Quakers able to defend well on the near side. And Earlham back on offense. Been a little while since Earlham has gotten it into the circle. Quakers trying to find someone open as that ball hit very well. And now fast break attempt, but DePAUW quickly back on defense. Can the Quakers keep it? No. Boy, I tell you what, that would have been huge. On the run was Pisacano there for the Quakers. Tigers fast break the other way. That ball clears everyone and out of play. Well, we continue to go back and forth, and so far nothing decided yet here in the first half. No one getting an advantage. Quakers able to keep Kate Milner pretty quiet today. The 19 goals she has scored coming in, one of the leaders in the NCAC, but she has been very quiet in the first half. Nice strike again past midfield. Sarah Simon into the middle. And that's where the Tigers look to attack. There's Milner right there. Overran the ball. Salvatore with a takeaway. Salvatore getting it by Milner. Whistle stops play for the moment. And they'll back the Quakers up about 2 yards and let them begin again. Quakers past midfield into the DePAUW half, and it'll be returned again. Here come the Tigers. No one there except for Milner. And that's all you need is Milner has that one knocked down. Milner called for the penalty off Salvatore's stop. Salvatore unable to clear it as well. And the ball top of the circle and a whistle, and that'll be blown against Natalie Blatz. So now the Tigers may have a chance. Quakers inside the circle. A lot of bodies in the circle right now, and Pinto is there. That'll go against the Quakers. Ball enters the circle once again. Chance for the Tigers. Well, they got Natalie Blatz there, and that's going to be a penalty corner. Blatz can't believe the call, and the official's going to tell her why he made that call. Another change coming up for DePAUW. They'll have Sarah Goff coming to their lineup, but not until we finish off this penalty corner at 7:20 to go here in the first half. Quakers so far no penalty corners in this first half of play. Huge advantage here for the Tigers off the penalty corner, and they'll work at hash mark left. Ball outside the circle, returned in. Not a good hit at the top, and Night Train Lane, I believe that was Olivia Lane. It was, who was able to clear it on the near side, so the penalty corner for Knott. Tigers will keep the possession, but at least it's even strength now here in this one. That one hit high in the air. Milner running it down on the end line. And now we'll send it back out left of the circle. Backhand attempt at Bergdolt, able to knock it away. And here is Bishop looking to the middle to Pinto. Pinto overruns the ball, and it's going to be stolen away by Simon. Near side now to Caratero. Caratero looking once again to center that pass. Quakers get a takeaway. And it's on the near side to Pisacano, and it goes out of play. Yes, you hear dogs barking. It is apparently dog day here at Darrell Bean Stadium. Ball will go to the far side for the Tigers. Salvatore is there. That one goes against DePAUW, and that'll be 2 in a row against the Tigers. And the rain continues to come down. That was one thing I was talking with head coach Emily Garrisol before the game. The one thing she did not want to see was have rain today. They can handle the cold and such, but the rain really kind of slows the game down a little bit. And they want to get up and down this field as quickly as they can, knowing DePAUW is a very good fast break team. That'll go against the Tigers, and the Quakers will take over. at halftime. As always, we'll run down those first half numbers. You could also follow along all the Earlham sports information on GoEarlham.com. Schedules, photos, and much, much more on that website. Tigers to the outside left. They'll try to work it down in the corner, but there is Salvatore with the takeaway for the Quakers. Simply stole it away from Caratero. And Earlham will try to go to the far side, but goes out of play. Another turnover. Tigers take possession. Let's see if they'll go behind or try to work it down the middle. They have either choice. Everyone outside the circle for the moment except for two defenders for the Quakers. Earlham able to clear it again, and a steal for the Tigers. Earlham comes right back. Nice takeaway. Here come the Quakers. Here's Bishop. Bishop can dribble very well up this left sideline, but unable to take it as Christina Barantis there for the takeaway. Natalie Blatz able to come away with the steal herself, and we'll find her teammate on the near side of McKellar as it goes out of bounds. It'll stay with the Quakers. This is Olivia Lane. You'll see her look around to see what might be there and try to get the ball advanced as far as she can. This would give the Quakers a huge advantage. Back to the middle, Bergdahl looking to her left. There's Pinto, and another steal. Revelinski there for the Tigers. And here's Turlings. Turlings will find Bishop. Bishop starts to make her move back to the inside. Good defense by the Tigers. That's pretty good ball handling on the stick that time by Isabella Bishop. But unable to advance it off the pass. Her backhand went long and out of play. Tigers back to the middle once again. Quakers are there. There's your senior Natalie Blatz. Blatz knows to get it to the next level. Take it off the pass. Roskamp is there, and that'll go out of bounds as it goes past the keeper. Duranso is there. Allie Duranso, as we mentioned, the freshman out of Dover, New Hampshire. In goal today for the Tigers as the rain continues here at Darrell Bean Stadium. That's a whistle against the Tigers. Bergdahl back into the circle, and it goes out of play. Quakers will have it outside. They'll always put it at about right at the 25. There are two hash marks right there that they can work with, either one that they want. There's actually about 5 of those across the 25, and it'll be placed right at the hash mark to the right at the X. And now the Quakers out front. Coming up on 2 minutes remaining in the first half, and still neither team able to get on the board. Ball will not make it to the circle. Stolen away by the Tigers. They begin the fast break, and Quakers defensively in that midfield. You look at Roskamp able to get there, disrupt that attack for the moment, but now the Tigers past midfield and in the attack mode once again. Ball gets inside the circle, and we've got a penalty corner against the Quakers. So the Quakers will be down big in the penalty corner department, and you really hate to see this if you're the Quakers, simply for the fact that you're undermanned on these penalty corners, and at some point you know the opposing team's going to get a decent look. You can't cover everybody, and you also can't be there to help your keeper, Meg Murphy. So if you bring 3 and leave 1 behind, you still have 3 on 6, maybe 7, as they could bring even 8 if they wanted to. They have 2 right behind that line you see right at the circle. Hash mark to the left, good strike to the top. Re-enters the circle, lifted into the air and knocked down. It'll go back to the Quakers. So another penalty corner for the Tigers, unsuccessful. Quakers back the other way. Earlham into the DePAUW half. Pinto there for the Quakers. Had it for the moment. DePAUW able to come away with it again. And another turnover for the Quakers. And that's going to go against Earlham. Bergdahl picks up the foul there. And here come the Tigers back to midfield. Tigers pass off to the left wing. And they have a collision And the Quakers may lose a player right here. Again, they already ended up seeing one player go down. That was Alexis Warren. Warren is back on the bench, but this time it's going to be Salvatore, and they quickly hurry to see if she's okay. He may have caught one in the head. You know, I'm always surprised in field hockey we don't see more collisions, but we don't see very many. It appears again Salvatore is going to be okay as they help her up. Looks like the way she may be bleeding. In fact, she must have caught one in the mouth. They're going to bring her to the sidelines. Yeah, she's got some blood coming out of her mouth, so they're going to have to tend to her before we continue play with just 29 seconds remaining here in the first half. So the Quakers have the second injury of the first half. Not sure if Salvatore just caught an elbow, she ran into somebody's stick, or what the case may be, as now we continue play here in the remainder of the last 30 seconds of this first half. Quakers 2 starters down. And they'll go ahead and keep both those players out. Salvatore will have a sore lip for a while. And this one is going to be at halftime in just a few seconds. Neither team able to get on the board here in the first half of play, and it is halftime. On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, there you see it. DePAUW 0, EARLHAM 0. We'll come back and check those first half numbers in just a few moments. This is EARLHAM Field Hockey and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Georgia Direct is your one-stop source for floor coverings and decorating ideas for remodeling a home, office, kitchen, or bathroom. Their showroom offers quality products from Mohawk, Shaw, Armstrong, Craft Made, and many more. They proudly offer Richmond the best quality and variety of home design solutions at competitive prices. At Georgia Direct, their goal is to deliver an outstanding customer experience from selection through installation. Georgia Direct Carpets and Cabinets, 5200 National Road East, Richmond. Are you looking for the right place to work out? A place where you have several choices and can have fun at the same time? Well, that place is right here in Richmond, Family Fitness Works. Family Fitness Works has spinning, Zumba, kickboxing, core works, kick fit, body pump, body flow, and much, much more. And don't forget, Family Fitness Works also has Richmond's most extensive free weights and Nautilus in the area. Check out their website at familyfitness.com or stop by at 213 North 3rd Street in Richmond.
Hey, this is Steve, and out of Jiffy Lube the other day, a customer came in and said, Steve, this was my 100th oil change on this car, and you've done them all.
Hi, my name is George Farrell, and I've been coming to Jiffy Lube for over 14 years. I recently just had my 100th oil change. I'd like to thank Steve Funkhauser and his staff for the great service that they've provided me over the years. Thank you to all, and I would recommend anyone to come to Jiffy Lube to get their car serviced.
Jiffy Lube, #1 in customer satisfaction for a reason.
Finding just the right used car can be a daunting task unless you shop at Tony's Car Sales in Richmond. Hi, this is Troy Naragowski. I can guarantee you one thing. Tony's professional staff will help you every step of the way without all that pressure of buying a new car. Hey, I bought my last 2 cars from Tony's, and it has been a great experience every time. Tony's has lots of one-owner cars, SUVs, and trucks ready for you today. Tony's Car Sales, 250 National Road West in Richmond.
Hello, my name is Kyle Schwarzkopf. I'm the manager of Kyle's National Road Auto, in business in Richmond since 1979. We employ ASE certified technicians, and we have over 80 years of experience. We work on all domestics and most European and Japanese cars. Give us a call at 966-1555. Kyle's National Road Auto Service. My name is Kyle Schwarzkopf, and I approve this message.
Little Sheba's Restaurant and Zini's Place. Come join us in Richmond at 175 Fort Wayne Avenue or at our newest location in Centerville at 129 East Main Street. Grab one of our gourmet pizzas, a deluxe sandwich, steak or fresh salad, and an ice-cold beer or your favorite wine. Featuring live music every Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday, plus more in our smoke-free environment. 10% discount with a valid student ID. It's better than being home.
I got this.
I got this.
I got this.
At Harrington Hogue, we believe your life belongs to you. That's why we work hard to make sure that your insurance coverage is the last thing you have to worry about. So when it comes to keeping you protected,
We got this.
We're back once again here at Darrell Bean Stadium. No score in the first half. We'll check those numbers coming up. Brought to you by your Richmond area Subways. Each day of the week, you can get a different 6-inch sub with no artificial flavors or colors, only $3.50. Every Monday, the sweet onion chicken teriyaki. Tuesday, the oven-roasted chicken. And Wednesday, the turkey breast. Treat yourself at Subway. 4 locations in Richmond and Hagerstown. Subway, eat fresh. But the numbers are far from dominating either way. In fact, not a whole lot of shots today. DePAUW with 4, the Quakers with 1. Only 1 shot on goal by each team. In the saves department, 1 each penalty corners. Quakers have no penalty corners in the first half, and that is certainly a big deficit for the Quakers. They're, again, very good off the penalty corner, but so far nothing today. 4 penalty corners for the Tigers. In the foul department, 27 by DePAUW. And the Quakers with 22. Not much to tell you about in the individual numbers. If you look up and down, Sarah Simon for the Tigers, 1 and 1. That's shots and shots on goal. That is pretty much it. By the way, Kelsey Dorr does have 1 shot for the Quakers. Maida Turling's 1 and 1, and that is it. So the Quakers, for the second straight game, really struggling offensively here this afternoon. So they'll have to find a way to get themselves in position for more opportunities in the second half. We are at halftime. Stay right there. The second half is coming up. Final game of the regular season. Quakers trying to go out on a winning note, try to pick up their 8th win of the season, their 4th in the NCAC. Meanwhile, DePAUW trying to go to 7-7. We'd talk about the standings. Let's do it right now while we have a moment. Denison is at 13-0. They have won the regular season championship. Worcester at 9-4. Kenyon at 8-5. Ohio Wesleyan 7-6. DePaul 6-7, Wittenberg at 6-7, the Quakers 3-10, Oberlin at 0-13. The other games today, Oberlin is at Worcester. Worcester can win their 10th and probably will, and going as the number 2 seed in the North Coast Athletic Conference tournament. Kenyon also at Denison this afternoon. Kenyon trying to stay ahead of Ohio Wesleyan for 3rd place in the conference. So there you have it. There's still a couple of games, meaningful games going on today. We'll come back, second half action coming up in just a moment right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Best One Tire and Service has been committed to our partners since 1948. With more than 250 locations in 26 states, Best One puts over 1 million tires on the road every year. Superior tires, expert service, competitive prices. Best One Tire and Service, where the best costs less.
Hi, I'm Roger Clark with Best One of Richmond. Because Best One is one of Bridgestone's largest retailers, we offer exclusive Bridgestone savings. Visit us in Richmond to save on Bridgestone tires today.
Mancino's is family-friendly, serving fresh grinders, pizza, pasta, and salads daily. They serve great food priced for family budgets. And whether it's one of their homemade grinders, salads, or pizza, there's sure to be something for everyone in your family. Our baking process may cost a little more and take more time, but the end result of freshness and flavor make the real difference in all of Mancino's award-winning products. Mancino's of Richmond. Give them a call at 966-1161 or go to their website, Mancino'sofRichmond.com. New Vision Sports is a training program that focuses on the training and improvement of the serious-minded athlete, including all ages and skill levels. From creating customized workout plans to providing ongoing motivation and support, New Vision strives to help you achieve your training goals. Their trainers use a variety of effective workout plans based on your specific goals. New Vision Sports, 977-5831, or go to their website, newvisionsports.com. That's New Vision Sports with a Z.
As an internet service provider, Parallax Systems offers reliable residential high-speed internet service and business service. With a fiber backbone reaching over 150 miles, we have created a multifaceted delivery system. Our dark fiber leasing has proved beneficial to public and private sectors alike. Parallax serves Wayne County and surrounding areas. Parallax Systems, when speed matters, a division of Richmond Power and Light.
At the Reed Orthopedic Center, our physicians and support team devote themselves to helping you return to a healthy and active lifestyle. Our expertise includes shoulder, elbow, foot, ankle, hand, wrist, hip, and knee injuries, as well as pain management and rehabilitation, and school athletic training programs and sports medicine. We are committed to providing you with the best possible orthopedic treatment that we can. To request an appointment at the Reed Orthopedic Center, call 765-935-8905.
Hey, this is Steve, and out at Jiffy Lube the other day, a customer came in and said, Steve, this was my 100th oil change on this car, and you've done them all.
Hi, my name is George Farrell, and I've been coming to Jiffy Lube for over 14 years. I recently just had my 100th oil change. I'd like to thank Steve Funkhauser and his staff for the great service that they've provided me over the years. Thank you to all, and I would recommend anyone to come to Jiffy Lube to get their car serviced.
Jiffy Lube, #1 in customer satisfaction for a reason.
The Iceland May Term is an opportunity to come to Iceland each year and immerse in a series of open-ended, multidisciplinary science problems.
Having the opportunity to go to Iceland is an opportunity to do science in a place where it matters.
We're back once again here at Darrell Bean Stadium as we are ready for the second half of a scoreless first half of play. Quakers again will now attack from left to right here in this second half of play. DePAUW will have the opening face-off to begin the second half. Quakers, I think, have Alexis Warren back on defense. They do. Warren had gone down with an injury in that first half. She has returned, and it looks like Salvatore is back as well. So good news for the Quakers. They'll be at full strength to begin this second half of play. Starters back in both ways as we're to our second 35 minutes of action, and we saw the Tigers again with 4 shots in the first half. Quakers with just 1, but both teams with just the 1 shot on goal each way. Tigers with the ball will try to work it up the sideline. There's Pinto for the Quakers, and EARLHAM will get it quickly as Bergdahl trying to send it ahead to Pinto, and it's going to be taken away outside the circle by Sarah Simon and work to the far sideline. EARLHAM will dump it behind as Salvatore looking for Turlings. Turlings working the middle of the field. Another turnover as the Tigers work it past midfield, and that ball struck down the right sideline. EARLHAM will let that one go out of play, and the Quakers back on offense deep in their own territory. Alexis Warren giving chase for the Quakers as well, and EARLHAM will have it in play. That will be Natalie Blatt sending it up the sideline, and it too will go out of bounds. And the Tigers back on possession once again as Karina Barantis there for the Tigers. Ball worked down on the end line, just outside the circle, and it looked like it may have gone out of bounds, so a possession wasted that time for the Tigers deep in EARLHAM territory, and back over here is Alexis Warren to put it in play. Both teams unable to advance it very far on this possession as we go back and forth between the 20 and the 30, and now the Tigers work it to the top of the circle. That one backhanded and off of the padding of Meg Murphy. Good effort. There was number 13. We talked about Milner. Milner, maybe her best shot of the day as it went off the padding of Murphy and out of play. So there's another shot on goal for the Tigers. Milner again, the takeaway on the near side inside the circle. Quakers got to hustle back. Murphy comes out, dives on the ball. It's going to be cleared to the far side. Good job again by the Quakers to get that one out of scoring position. And now the Quakers try to go on the counterattack. That's Pinto. And the whistle will be blown by the backside official. And the Tigers, see who they're going to give that ball to. Looks like it may be Turlings who will put it in place. So the Quakers have possession right at midfield. Been a couple of calls today for the Quakers. One early in the first half that Natalie Blatz kind of looked at the official, wondering why they ended up giving the Tigers the penalty corner. Here's Salvatore outside the circle. Salvatore drawing a double team, turns, fires, knocked down, and that's off the right thigh of Sarah Simon. And the Quakers finally get a penalty corner. It took them until the second half, almost 4 minutes in. And Sarah Simon took that one off the right thigh, and she's going to be hurting for a while. Might be able to take that on a warmer day, but on a cold day like today, that one will sting for a while as the Quakers will place it on the hash mark to the left. That'll be Bishop who will put it in play. Bergdold at the top, looking now to Turlings. Turlings fires, knocked down by her teammate Salvatore, and another shot off the left side as McKellar can't get it to go. And a whistle by the official as he will stop play for a moment and bring the Tigers back. And they'll set it up outside the circle themselves and go on the counterattack. So the Quakers had a pretty decent look. I'm sure if maybe Salvatore doesn't stop that pass, that maybe Turlings has a little better chance at getting a goal. Going to bring it back again. The Tigers advancing it past midfield. The official says, no, we're going to bring it back and set it up at around the 43 on the near sideline. They try to advance it. Nothing there as McKellar gets the takeaway. Also for the Quakers, Pisacano, and it'll go against the Quakers. And now we have a whistle. We may have a yellow card right here. So who's going to go to the penalty box? That's going to be Pisacano. And we're going to wait here for a moment as they'll bring it back again and reset it. So Quakers will be down a person here in the second half, just over the 30-minute mark. So EARLHAM will have to play shorthanded now for at least a couple of minutes as a change again for the Tigers. Maddie Little, the junior midfielder defenseman, coming in. Turnover for the Quakers, and the Tigers have it stolen away again. Nice play for the Quakers as EARLHAM trying to advance it up the right sideline. That was Salvatore on the steal. Quakers will keep it right here. And it'll be Turlings who will put it in play for EARLHAM. Good look at McKellar just off her stick and out of bounds. So Quakers give it up back to the Tigers in this scoreless second half. Another ball advancement on the near side, unable to continue there for the Tigers, but again the Quakers called for the foul. It'll go back over again to the Tigers. They're going to look back toward the middle. Gretchen Bechtold there turns it over. Here is Pinto with a takeaway. Pinto draws a double team herself, able to keep the ball and turn it back to Bergdold at the top. Here's Salvatore. Salvatore on the dribble, trying to work her way to the circle. And another takeaway, this time by Revelinski. And a whistle. Official very adamant about this one against Salvatore, and he stops play. And the Tigers regain the possession again off the turnover. Ball work toward the middle. Dorr. Now Steele to the far side. Here come the Tigers. We mentioned they're very good on the fast break. Look back to the middle. Nice steal by Natalie Blatz. Well, they're going to get Blatz, I believe. Nope, they're going to say that's going to be Quaker ball. Blatz started to retreat off the ball and then quickly came back, realizing it was against the Tigers. Here's Bishop. Near side to McKellar. McKellar looking to the middle. Here's Salvatore, and can't hold on to it. It goes out of play. That's actually going to be Pinto ahead. The ball goes out of bounds, but still the Quakers had a good fast break going inside the circle, and Pinto unable to keep it. Quakers will remain with the possession. Here's Salvatore, and that one is off her foot. Might have been last touch, though, by the Tigers. Maria Hewitt there on defense for the Tigers. Here's Turlings. Whistle against the Quakers there. That went against McKellar. Tigers trying to get it out quickly. And stolen away by Turlings, back to McKellar. And McKellar unable to find her teammate on the near side. Tigers now to midfield. And another whistle, this against the Tigers. That was blown by the backside official again. And the Quakers will take over as we have gotten under the 28-minute mark. McKellar to the right. Turlings decides to find Bishop. Pinto outside the circle left. Pinto backhand shot, and that will be out of play. Quakers will take it again above the circle. Chance to go back on offense once again. It's going to generally be Turlings who will put it in play at around the 25. Now Turlings on the dribble. Nice stick that time by Turlings. Looking to the inside, and we've got a penalty corner again for the Quakers. Now Quakers shut out in the first half in the penalty corner department. They have two now here in the second half. Christina Barantis will come in next opportunity for the Tigers. And here's where Earlham's been pretty good at home this year is on the penalty corner. Bishop off the hash mark to the left. Out top, Bergdold has it go off her stick, and that's where you got to make sure you have a clean play. Pinto to the near side. Will take it down to the end line. Pinto, nice dribbling, looks inside, and the shot in the goal. And Earlham jumps on top of this one, 1-0. I think that was Turlings who got the goal for the Quakers. Pinto should get the assist. That was a great dribble by Pinto to the end line and an excellent pass. And it will be Turlings on senior day. How fitting is that your senior, one of the three seniors, will get the go-ahead goal here in the second half, and Earlham is on the board. These two teams went double overtime when they got together the first time, so no surprise we're close here again in this final game of the regular season. Ball will go out of play. Not that's going to be a penalty against the Quakers. Tigers put it in play. That's Hewitt. Well, that'd be huge for the Quakers to come out with a win here today, and Turlings able to leave her legacy, which is already a very good legacy as it is. She'll be a three-time honoree in the North Coast Athletic Conference. But that would be a nice way for her to go out with perhaps a game-winning goal here today. Ball back to midfield as we are coming up on the 25-minute mark here in the second half. Now it's up to the Quakers to defend well, get back on this fast break, which again, DePAUW very good as they'll dribble it up the right sideline. Bergdolt is there, stops the advancement, but still the foul called. And keep an eye on number 13, Milner. Milner likes to work the middle of the field. And you got to make sure you know where she's at all the time. Not involved in that play, and that ball will now sail all the way to the far end and eventually go out of bounds. Tigers will have it. Tigers have actually done a pretty good job working it up the sideline. Bergdolt is there. Salvatore coming on. And now it'll be Turlings to the far side. Turlings battling two different DePAUW players, and Alexis Warren will receive the pass, and it's going to be called against the Tigers, and it'll be Alexis Warren who will put it in play. Looking for Turlings. All the way to midfield as Pisacano is there, and a whistle against the Quakers. That'll go against Salvatore. Tigers looking back to the middle again. They'll get it past midfield. Here they come. Quakers going to have to hustle back. Ball to the top. Here's Milner. Milner trying to work it back inside. It was Olivia Lane there who got a piece of it, making sure that Milner didn't turn to her right and try to get in position. in the circle again, and Turlings whacks this one and sends it all the way to the far end. It will come out of play, but still, Quakers will get a chance to reset on defense and play the ball in the DePAUW end. Tigers again will work it to the far side. They love to work that ball on the right on their fast break. Then look to the middle, and that's exactly what they did again. Steele is there for the Tigers and also for the Quakers on defense, Natalie Blatz, coming up on the 23-minute mark. And again, the ball kicks outside the circle. Now it's entered. There's Milner. Boy, again, Milner drawing a crowd. Penalty corner for the Tigers. And Milner should draw a crowd. 19 goals coming into this one, just a junior. She'll be back for another year for the Tigers, one of the leading scorers in the North Coast Athletic Conference, and that's why the Quakers must be aware where she is all the time. Milner's going to line up on the right. Hash mark left. Quakers will have to get their gear on, and the masks will be put on. The only one who doesn't wear the mask is Maida Turlings. She has chosen not to do so. She'll see if she's going to be the flyer coming out on this pass from the hash mark on the left side. No, it's going to be Bishop as the flyer, and the penalty corner may be for not right here for the Tigers. They had a pretty decent pass to the top, but were unable to get the possession down, so the penalty corner is over. They will make another change. We'll see Sarah Goff come in. Tigers are going to keep it, but again, we're at even strength. Tigers right of the circle. Alexis Warren there. Rain continues to come down. That ball will be put in the circle. It went high in the air, and I think we'll bring it back outside again, and that's where the Tigers will set it up almost in the same location they had in their recent possession. Tigers trying to work the angle to the right. Nice centering pass. It's loose in the circle. That one's going to be knocked down by Murphy. Stays in front, goes out of bounds, and the Quakers will get it back. Good job by Murphy. So it's brought back out to the top. Again, the Tigers back on the attack here in Earlham's half. See if Earlham can stop it again. Ball worked right side the entry. Quakers have a player go down. That was Natalie Blatz. And we've got a timeout on the field. We will take a timeout as well. 20:59 remaining here in the second half. Quakers get the goal by Maida Turlings, and they lead this one 1-0. This is Quakers field hockey right here in Radio Troy Digital Sports.
After the unexpected, expect us. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance of Fayette, Rush, Union, Decatur, and Shelby counties. Auto, home, life, renters, farm, crop, and business coverage. Coverage you need in a language you know. We take customer satisfaction seriously and don't take a cookie-cutter approach to your coverage. For more information, call 800-723-3276 or go to their website, in.farmbureau.com. Today's game is being brought to you by Tri-County Awards in Richmond. Customized awards and quality engraving services. When you come to Tri-County Awards, you'll get nothing but the best customer service. We take pride in our prompt service and easy availability. Celebrate success with a gorgeous medal, trophy, or plaque from Tri-County Awards. We've been crafting awards since 1972. Choose from a wide variety of designs and styles. We're a locally owned and family-operated business. Tri-County Awards, 1001 South East Street in Richmond. Mendenhall's True Value in Richmond is your local source for the things you need at home or your business every day. Everything from hardware, tools, carpet cleaner rentals, window and screen repair, lawn and garden supplies, as well as hunting and fishing licenses. It's all in one place at Mendenhall's True Value Hardware, right around the corner at 125 Southwest 5th Street in Richmond. Give them a call for more information at 962-4842.
Back here at Darrell Bean Stadium after the timeout, 20:59 remaining. Quakers, I believe, the team that got the timeout. DePAUW will again keep the possession Earlham unable to clear it out in the last 2 or 3 passes. I'm going to take that back. That's going to be Earlham ball who had the possession. So good news for the Quakers right here as Earlham back on offense as now the clock beginning to tick here in the later stages now of this second half of play. And the Quakers back on offense once again. That's Pinto. Ball intended for Bishop. And that one goes outside the circle, and good defense there by the Tigers once again on the backside, but they can't keep the possession as Maria Hewitt on the turnover. And here's Salvatore into the circle, knocked away by the keeper back outside. For the Quakers, Turlings wanting the foul call, and she got it. Turlings lifted up her right arm, wanting to know where that call was. It was a delayed call. Still the Quakers able to get it back, but now a turnover. Here's the steal and the fast break now by the Tigers past midfield. Quakers really having to hustle back on defense. This is an offense that will continue to put a lot of pressure on your defense. And we said coming in, they're averaging nearly 3 goals per game, so being shot at this point is something the Tigers are not used to. Ball goes out of play here on the near side, and we'll see the Tigers deep in the corner. They try to enter that ball from the left side into the circle. Quakers able to stop that attack for the moment. Trying to see where Milner is, and so far Milner just inside the circle around the 6-yard line. As again the Tigers will work it to the left side. There's Turlings, and before she strikes the ball, the whistle blown against the Tigers. Earlham volleyball coming up this afternoon as they continue to play well and pulled off a nice win a couple of days ago at Rose Hulman, and we'll have that game for you today at 2 o'clock. That's a pretty good volleyball team for the Quakers this year as they're doing an excellent job, and now the field hockey team trying to pull off an upset here in the last game. Here's Milner. Milner looking back toward the middle. That's off the leg of Night Train Lane, and Olivia does a nice job trying to advance it, but stolen away again. Tigers at the top, just outside the circle. Nice centering pass. Murphy comes out, makes the play. Murphy out of position. She quickly gets back, and good job by Natalie Blatz. That's going to go back to the Quakers, but that was Blatz who was able to get a stick on the ball and gave Murphy time to get herself back in position in goal. Boy, you like Murphy, and she'll learn over time that she does a lot of gambling, getting herself out of position, but I think she knows she can rely on her defensive players, Blatz and Warren, to cover her backside when she gets out of position. There's another one in the circle, whistle and penalty corner. So you hate to see this for the Quakers, another penalty corner here in the second half. Quakers have 2 penalty corners, both coming in the second half of play. And on the other side of that ledger for the Tigers, this will be their 6th penalty corner. Relatively a low number of penalty corners. Hash mark to the left. Tigers will work it to the top. And it's got to go back inside, and there's a shot knocked down by Murphy. Another penalty corner, but that was Sarah Simon looking for her 7th goal of the year. This will be penalty corner number 7 now. Back-to-back penalty corners now for the Tigers. Coming up on 17 minutes. Hash mark left again. Either runner will be Bishop. That one centered again to the top, and it goes out of play. Now, that was off the left side by Maddie Little. I'm not sure if she was looking for a teammate, which she had. That was Sarah Goff right in front of Murphy. If it was a shot, it was a pretty hard shot that I'm not too sure that they were going to be able to handle, as Goff unable to keep it on her stick. Quakers able to survive another penalty corner. That's the big part for the Quakers, as Alexis Warren trying to advance the ball on the left side to the top again inside the circle, and that'll go out of play. So now the Tigers 0 for 7 on penalty corners here today, and the Quakers back on offense. Warren looking toward the middle. Bergdolt knocks it down. Here's Turlings. Quakers have pretty good spacing at this point. Turlings, nice strike, but nobody there. And the closest was Pisacano as she comes up with that one. Able to make the turn. She had Bishop ahead of her, Salvatore ahead of her, and Pinto was just off to the left side. So now the Tigers back with it again. Here's Hewitt to put it in play. Salvatore. Salvatore will find Pisacano, who tries to get it back again to Salvatore. They'll play it behind and then up the near sideline. Good job as turning on that ball is McKellar. Looking ahead, maybe Bishop was there. I'll take that back. That's Pisacano to the near side. McKellar joins her as well, but the pass was Pisacano. Nice takeaway by Pisacano. Here's Bishop. Bishop drawing a double team. She goes down. 2 players down. 1 for DePAUW. Bishop going down as well. And on the fast break after the takeaway, but there's Alexis Warren able to stop that fast break. Pinto to the far side. Quakers get it past midfield. Pinto, there's a double team again. And the Quakers turn it over. So Tigers back on offense. Pisacano getting some extended playing time here today, knowing that she could be an integral part of this team next year. Tigers back to midfield and now on the attack once again. But there is Salvatore with the takeaway. Dorr was there, but Salvatore played it well. Pinto now outside the circle left, cuts back to the inside, almost lost her stick, and we've got a penalty corner. I'm not sure if that stick of Pinto got caught on the leg of Maddie Little, but she was unable to clear it away. So now the Quakers have their 3rd penalty corner, all coming here in the second half as we come up on the 14-minute mark. Quakers very rarely will use the hash mark on the right, so it'll be Bishop off the hash mark left. Bergdolt not very clean on that pass. Here is Turling, strikes it. Ball gets inside and just off the padding again. Good look by Salvatore. Well, Earlham didn't have a clean play at the beginning of that one as we saw Denise Bergdolt have it go off her stick. That's the second time she's not had a clean play off of a penalty corner. Salvatore trying to pick it up on the right, and a whistle against the Quakers. That'll go against Earlham's Mida Turlings. Another change coming up. We'll see Jillian Kim come in the lineup, a freshman out of Oklahoma City for the Tigers. Time is going to be a factor here relatively soon for the Tigers if they can't get themselves into scoring position. 13 minutes remaining. Nice stop there by Pinto. Quakers trying to avenge a double overtime loss to this Tiger team earlier this season. It goes out of play on the far side. Tigers regain and look to advance. Turlings across midfield, able to knock it down. And once again, Warren looking to Bergdolt on the sideline. That advanced ball goes by Pinto. Quakers have 2 defenders there, Pinto along with Bishop. And it goes past midfield. Here come the Tigers again on the counterattack, and they'll lose it. Another turnover by the Tigers. The rain coming down once again here in the second half. On the near side, Earlham unable to advance it with McKellar. Keep an eye again on Milner. Milner working now to the left side as the ball goes out of play. Tigers will keep it. It will be brought back out to the 25. Bishop over talking with Coach Garrisol for just a moment. Here is McKellar and back over to the Quakers. So every chance the Quakers get to get that possession, use time on the clock. We'd mentioned that Jillian Kim has now checked in. Earlham just past midfield. Of course, the pace slowing down a little bit right here. Quakers do not want to relax, though. Give the Tigers any breathing room at all. As I said, they're not used to being shut out in a game, but they've had a difficult time. Not that they haven't had a couple of opportunities, but the Quakers have had a bend-don't-break defense here in this one as they'll get it back again. And we're coming up on 11 minutes. Still plenty of time. Quakers would love to get one more, and that would put a ton of pressure back on the Tigers here late in the second half, as that will go out of bounds. Tigers will put it in play. Here's Hewitt. Hewitt tried to go between a double team, and Earlham can't keep it in bounds here on the near side, so go back over again to the Tigers. Earlham good spacing defensively as McKellar. That ball goes off of a Tiger player. Foul against the Tigers. McKellar tried to turn. And it'll be back over to the Quakers once again. Turling's nice stick again, intended for Bishop, and a steal by Simon. Simon off the dribble across midfield. Into the Earlham half. There's Warren trying to stop the ball. Barantis now looking to advance that ball on the right side. That'll go against the Quakers. So Barantis will reset it at the spot of the foul. Barantis, nice takeaway by Turlings. Turlings ahead to Bishop. Quakers on the counterattack. Salvatore ahead to Pinto. Pinto. Quakers have numbers. Here comes Earlham. Pinto just inside the circle and cannot keep it going. Good effort by the Quakers. That looked like a DePAUW attack, as we have seen so much today, but the Quakers, nice job on the fast break. Here come the Tigers again. They'll work it off the right sideline. Almost going out of play. Barantis able to save it. Quakers are there, though. And Earlham able to get it away, but returned again by the Quakers to the Tigers as Warren goes down. Ball in the circle to the right. And once again, a takeaway by Bergdolt. Good job by Bergdolt to stay with it deep in the corner. She, along with Sarah Goff, battling for the loose ball. Goff comes away with it. Here's a ball lifted into the circle, knocked away again by Murphy, and then backhanded out of there by Turlings. Still the Quakers unable to clear it. In the circle again, and now Natalie Blatz will send it out of bounds, and that's a good job by the senior defenseman. This will give the Quakers defense a chance to regroup. As we're now at 8:54 to go here in this second half of play. Warren inside the circle, able to get it on her stick, but that foul's going to be called against the Tigers. Well, Earlham would love to get a possession deep into DePAUW territory right here in the next 2 or 3, and really see that clock begin to be a factor against the Tigers. Warren tried to take it down the sideline, but there is Barantis once again. Barantis and Bergdolt along with Earlham's Leah Pinto. And it goes out of bounds again on the far side. It'll stay with the Tigers. Nice job by Bishop. Just comes and gets a clean steal. 2-on-2 break back the other way for the Quakers. Nice dribble again. This is one of the strengths of Bishop. Bishop the backhand, and that'll be wide, but it went off the stick of Sarah Simon. It is not a penalty corner, but the Quakers will have it at the 25. That's a great dribble by Bishop. And now they'll make the Quakers move it over on that 25-yard line. Turlings, Bergdolt, and Offer sticking out of play. Boy, you got to hold on to that possession right there. Here come the Tigers again. Barantis looking back toward the middle. There is Milner. Quakers have not let her be a factor here today. And that's going to go against the Tigers. They got Kelsey Dorr on the foul. Quakers will place it down there as Turlings. Another big possession here for Earlham. That ball struck well, and it goes all the way past the end line. Turnover for the Quakers right here. We'd love to have seen them keep the possession. Maybe work it to the near side, use some more time off that clock. Down under the 7-minute mark. Now here in the second half. Ball outside midfield. McKellar there, and it's taken away. Here come the Tigers. Here's their fast break. Tigers outside the circle. Try to get it to Milner at the top. Turlings with that nice swing. Kind of topped that ball. Not a real good return by Turlings. Tigers will keep it. Knocked down by Natalie Blatz, and will send it out of play. So Blatz, we've seen her do that twice, and this gives the defense a chance to regroup, and it looks like we will have a timeout. We are down to the final 6 minutes and 10 seconds remaining here in the second half. And on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, there you see it. Quakers trying to pull off an upset here today. They lead this one 1-0.
For over 30 years, Reynolds Plumbing has been keeping the Richmond-Wayne County area running. Whether on commercial properties, restaurants, or residential, they've done quality plumbing, heating, and air work for thousands of customers. In a small town, a company like theirs cannot stay in business for as long as they have without being very good at what they do. It's not just about quality work, it's about customer service. If that's the kind of experience you want on your next plumbing or HVAC job, then Reynolds Plumbing has you covered. Call Reynolds Plumbing today at 966-0994. For over a century, Richmond Power & Light has been providing safe, reliable energy to the citizens and businesses of Richmond and the surrounding area. Through their dedicated and talented employees, they are advancing their tradition of exceptional service through new technology, training, and efficiency in everything they do. Richmond Power & Light provides reliable, low-cost energy and technology services in a customer-focused, environmentally responsible, safety-conscious manner. Richmond Power & Light. Together we make powerful partners. Summit Computer Systems is a full-service computer manufacturing and support company founded in 1997. They partner with businesses and individuals to provide computer systems, hardware service, support, design services, high-speed wireless internet, network design, and more. Summit Computers, 1427 Chester Boulevard in Richmond. Give them a call at 939-2120.
That was a timeout called by DePAUW. We are down to our last 6 minutes and 10 seconds here in the second half. As we mentioned, EARLHAM lost the earlier contest to the Tigers 3-2 in double overtime. Trying to avoid now giving up a late goal here in this second half. The Tigers will have it. And now the clock begins to tick. Let's see what they'll try to draw up right here. And whatever it wasn't very good because they immediately turn it over. And that's, I would venture to say, not what they were looking for. So the Quakers get it back as Natalie Blatz. And now you're looking at DePAUW playing very close on defense. They're not going to allow a whole lot of space here for this Quaker offense to get going. Bergdolt was there, and that'll be Alexis Warren. Warren will find Turlings. Now, Turlings knows she wants to get that ball down the field as quickly as possible. Pinto will now re-steal it. Good job by Pinto. Here's Salvatore. The Quakers have a 3-on-2 break, and that'll be whistled against the Tigers. And right now, EARLHAM can kind of take a little time in putting this ball back into play. Every second will count. It'll be Turlings off the dribble. Turlings is a player losing her stick as Dorr lost her stick, and it'll be a penalty corner now for the Quakers. And here's really good news. You have time running off the clock, and you also get a chance to have a huge man advantage here, and the Quakers will have it hash marked to the right. Bishop, very good passer off this penalty corner. It'll come to the top. It'll be Turlings. Turlings looking back to her right. Bergdahl fires. That one's going to be knocked down. And another one, Salvatore, and two in a row knocked down by the keeper, Duranzo. Nice job, both off that right padding. Quakers had a golden opportunity to make it 2-0. This ball sails all the way into the EARLHAM end, and EARLHAM is there. There's your defense again. Natalie Blatz on the backside. EARLHAM on the counterattack up the right sideline, intended for Bishop. Hewitt stepping in front. Hewitt now with the steal. And that'll go against the Quakers as Pisacano there for EARLHAM. Ball almost to midfield before Turlings able to return it again. And now EARLHAM this is another huge possession. Under 4 minutes remaining. McKellar to the right. Right now, Maida not even looking back to the midfield. Good strike intended for Bishop, and coming from behind getting the foul of Sarah Simon. So the Quakers will get about 15, 20 yards on this gain. And we'll see Turlings put it in play herself. And a quick takeaway. There's the steal by Milner. That's the player. Again, they want to get in position if they can, as Milner, 19 goals coming in. Quakers a takeaway just past midfield. Lead pass will find Bishop. Bishop, the double team on the near side. Ball comes away. Revolensky is there. Bishop coming from behind as well. They'll get Bishop on the foul. Tigers know they've got to hurry. There's Pisacano. Good job on defense, and nice job, Pisacano. Not only get the takeaway, but again, foul called against the Tigers. Here's Turlings in the circle. Turlings winds, fires, and just off of the goal to the right. That's a pretty good shot by Turlings. I'm not sure the keeper even saw it, but it hit off the goal on the right side, just outside the upright. Quakers again, the takeaway at midfield. Good job by Olivia Lane to pick that one up. Quakers will keep it in the DePAUW end, and the official on the near side will call that against the Tigers. And EARLHAM doing everything they're supposed to do right now, and that is keep the possession and the time running off the clock. Here's Turlings again. Oh, that one is just to the near side to McKellar. She was either looking at McKellar or Pisacano down the field and decided to go to McKellar in a safe pass, but it went out of play. Bechtold looking to midfield. Quakers there defensively with Bergdolt. Both teams battling for the loose ball, picked up by Barantis. Barantis on the dribble, looking back to the middle, and we've got a whistle against the Quakers. Minute 45 to go. EARLHAM trying to hold on here on Senior Day. That one struck well, but off the leg of Bergdolt. Ball in the circle. There's Milner trying the backhand. Still alive. Coming out is Murphy, and that'll go wide to the right. And it's going to be a penalty corner for the Tigers. The game cannot end on a penalty corner. So the Quakers need to stop it right here, get the possession back, and then get downfield, at least maybe push that ball all the way to the other end. Don't let DePaul have back-to-back penalty corners right here. Bishop in no hurry to get that mask on. So here we go. Big penalty corner right here. Hash mark to the left. And now they're going to put time on the clock. 1:05. I don't think they like the idea that it took Bishop some time to get the mask on, but they put it to 1:05. That's big. Almost a delay of game there on the Quakers. Tigers, and nice clearing. That's Night Train Lane to clear to the far side. Stolen away by the Tigers, looking back inside the circle, and a whistle will go against the Tigers. Ball went out of bounds on the far side. Pinto unable to come up with it. We're down to our final 40 seconds to go. Official saying something to the EARLHAM bench. At the moment, Tigers may have their last opportunity right here. Quakers need to pick it up a little bit more and clear it out. Bergdolt deep in the corner. Bergdolt on the dribble, and she's going to hold it as long as she can. Now, again, the thing is you can't shade the ball with your body, but they called that on the Tigers. Yeah, they're going to run out of time right here. There's not enough left, and the Quakers are going to pull off a nice win here today. And the time is out. So the Quakers avenge an earlier loss in which they dropped a 3-2 contest to the Tigers. A clean sheet today as well for Meg Murphy. And a nice win on Senior Day here for the Quakers as they win it by a final of 1-0. And by the way, it was a senior who got the winning goal, Maida Turlings, finishing out her career with the game-winning goal here this afternoon. We'll come back in a moment and wrap it up from Darrell Bean Stadium in just a couple of moments. This has been EARLHAM Field Hockey right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Georgia Direct is your one-stop source for floor coverings and decorating ideas for remodeling a home, office, kitchen, or bathroom. Their showroom offers quality products from Mohawk, Shaw, Armstrong, Craft-Made, and many more. They proudly offer Richmond the best quality and variety of home design solutions at competitive prices. At Georgia Direct, their goal is to deliver an outstanding customer experience from selection through installation. Georgia Direct Carpets and Cabinets, 5200 National Road East, Richmond.
Well, and it couldn't have been a better day to finish this one off, as the Quakers will end their season with a huge win. Maida Turlings getting the game-winning goal. Quakers avenge a loss earlier to DePAUW in that 3-2 double overtime game back earlier this month, and so the Quakers will end their season here today with a win. They are now 4-10 as they close out the North Coast Athletic Conference season. They finish at 8-11. They lose the 3 seniors, but a great core of players and a very talented freshman class. If they hold this whole thing together, we'll be back next year, and I don't think there's any doubt about it. If they stay healthy next year, they can make a run toward an NCAC playoff berth. So congratulations to the Quakers today. They win at 1-0. Don't forget, we have volleyball coming up at 2 o'clock this afternoon. The volleyball team continuing to play toward a HCAC playoff spot. We'll have that action for you again at 2 o'clock. All the action right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports. Final score once again on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Earlham 1, DePAUW 0. This has been Earlham Field Hockey, Radio Troy Digital Sports.